create one piece of content once a week. Share that content on social media every day, right? And then serve your members when you get paying members every day. That's it. Do those 3 things in order every day and forget about the rest until you get traction. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Earn and Grow Show. I am your host, Shane Sams, and I cannot wait to help a bunch of amazing members of our community start, build, and grow an online business, earn their income online, and grow their impact out in the world. And we are not going to beat around the bush today. We're going to jump in straight to our first question. Our first question is coming from Damien. Damien, jump on here, man. What's going on, brother?
Hey, Shane. Good morning. Great to be here.
I got wind in the community that you hit a significant milestone in your online business. So real quick, before we do your question, tell everybody your domain name, tell everybody about your business real quick, and then tell them the milestone that you hit recently.
So my domain is californiahistoryteachers.com, and I help people who teach California history, especially elementary school. I help them get enthusiastic, save time, and help their students enjoy learning California history because they have to in California. And so I closed out the books for August, and I saw that I had made my first $1,000 month. So
yeah, baby, 4 figures, son, on the way to 5, Damien. Dude, I saw that in the community, and I was sitting on my couch, and so me and Jocelyn, like we have this like sectional couch. So like I've got we're like classic old school like 70s people. We have our spots on our couches where we sit. And I was sitting in it and I saw you post that and I went, let's go. And my Jocelyn was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, look, dude, somebody hit their first $1,000 a month, because that's just such a good validating number that real money can be made. I mean, $1,000 in some places is rent. $1,000 can be a car payment. $1,000 is your grocery bill. I mean, that's making a significant difference in your life. And like, once you get that momentum, man, you know, there's tipping points in online business. There's like 100 members. That's a tipping point. There's that first $1,000 month. Then there's the $5,000 month, then the $10,000 month, the $8,000 month, because that's usually 6 figures. And bro, that is absolutely fantastic and awesome, and a testament to all the hard work you are doing in the community, man. So congratulations. Now, we ain't done, son. We ain't done, Damien. What's your question today, and how can I help you grow that thing even more and take it to the next level?
So the reason I started it is because I heard your story. All right. So I basically copied you. So,
hey, bro, we're all copying everybody. 40% of the internet's duplicate content. We're just putting our spin on it. See, you have something I don't have, man. You have a wonderfully awesome beard. So you're doing it in a different way, because I can't grow a beard in real life. Jocelyn says it looks like a patchy 13-year-old kid, and I need to shave every day of my life or it's embarrassing. So
I had to convince my wife to let me grow a beard. I had to convince her to let me grow a beard, and eventually she caved in. So yeah.
Well, I'm going to start a post inside of the community that says, how can I convince Jocelyn to let me grow a beard? And I expect you that'll be your reciprocity for me answering your question. You tell me how I can. That's a hard sell in our household. I've sold a lot of things in a lot of places. I've failed miserably on this one. All right, go ahead. Ask your question, dude.
Okay, so yeah, my question is, I think I've been pretty successful with my online business over the last year, but the one thing is the community aspect. So I get a lot of interaction from people when they're on my list, for example, or when they engage with my content. But then once they join, I never really hear from them. I have a community on Kajabi, but zero interaction. You know, I'll put out announcements, I'll ask questions, etc., and nobody will get back to me. And then somebody suggested, well, open a Facebook group. So I've done that as well. But once again, I'll post things but just no sort of interaction, reaction. So I'm just wondering how to best use my time and resources in terms of, the community aspect.
All right. So community develops differently for every single kind of online business. That's the first thing you have to remember, right? Everything we do is starting from like a fundamental baseline level. Like, for example, inside of the blueprint, we teach you start a community area. That's the first thing. Like if you don't create space for people to hang out, then community can't develop in the first place, right? But then what happens if you have this space and community is not developing? Well, you have to start looking at your specific avatar. Now, I can speak to yours a little bit because I've got, teaching businesses, and we've had teaching businesses in the past. So I can give you some specific tips, and I can talk about general tips as well. I love the fact that you said, hey, this forum's not working. What about a Facebook group? You're already doing the right thing. You're throwing mud on the wall to see what sticks. Anytime something is not working in your business, try something new. Throw something out there and see if it works. It doesn't mean that you're just because the second thing may not work, the third thing may not work, but maybe the fourth thing does. It's like the Edison light bulb. He tried 1,000 filaments before he figured out how to turn on a light bulb, right? We've got to do the same things in our business. So trial and error is the first thing you've got to do in your specific niche. Also go into our community and say, hey guys, I've got 5 ideas here and I can't figure out how to get this community talking. All right. Now, another thing is community does not always develop around discussion. Community does not always develop around discussion. Discussion might be the wrong way to go with your niche. For example, when Jocelyn started elementarylibrarian.com, that was the first community we ever built. And how she got discussion to happen was she would actually post questions on her Facebook page that were very opinionated, right? You can sometimes go sometimes we go too soft in the paint with our community. We're like, hey, everybody, I hope you had a great day. Tell me about your day. That sometimes works. I do that sometimes in our community because it works. People like to talk about their day in our community. But for Jocelyn, it didn't work. It was more like, don't you hate it when the principals do this, ... And she would have something that we knew every librarian was going to get pissed off about, right? So we would actually stir the pot a little bit by I hate it when they do that. They drop this on. So maybe go a little more controversial, go a little harder in the paint and see if you can stir the pot, not just give people a pot to stew in, okay? And another thing is think outside the box. Community doesn't have to develop around your product or around the discussion. With teachers, they may be sick of talking about school. They may be sick of talking about students. They might want to talk about something fun. This happened to me on my ushistoryteachers.com website. On that Facebook group, or whatever you want to call it, I couldn't get anybody to talk in the forums at all, right? So I was like, what do I need to do? I've got to get these people engaged in the community aspect of this. I've got to make them feel like they've got on the jersey and they're a part of something. What can I do? And then one day on the Facebook group, I just shared a stupid U.S. history meme. It was like a picture, and I think it was like an Independence Day thing, and it was like it said something stupid like United States undefeated against England since 1776 or something dumb, right? And it was just like we won the war. I don't know what it was, but it was stupid. And it went crazy. And I was like, oh my gosh, people like this because it was funny. And then the next day I posted this thing. It was like kind of a post about how kids should dress more modestly or something like that. The only reason I did that was because I saw it I was studying other people's in my space. I was studying other Facebook groups of teachers. And I saw that a similar post had went kind of viral in another thing. I posted that. It got 100,000 shares or something crazy. It was like the biggest post that I ever had. And I just started sharing fun memes, and I started sharing crazy stuff that didn't have anything to do. It was just teachers having fun, teachers talking and sharing their opinions. So maybe you could build community around other topics besides that. And then the last example I'll give you that you could try is make it about the content and make your people the stars. Jocelyn wanted her forums to kind of tick back up again. So she actually created a way where people could submit their own resources and into our forums. We had to approve every single one, but it was called share a lesson or something like that. And it was like, hey, you're the star. Show off your lesson. Do you have a lesson plan that you think's amazing? Share it in our forums. We had a little tick box that said, I agree to the terms and conditions. So anything that was shared was released on copyright, and we could now include that in our membership and include that as a value add inside of our thing. So they actually gave up their usage rights, and people just started sharing crazy amounts of content, and we never had to do anything with it. So it was like all of a sudden it became like a file exchange for people. So that's a form of community. And then also last thing on this topic, don't get so obsessed with every little part of your business. It doesn't matter if every single person actually engages with your community. Your community is one piece of the puzzle. It's like the corner of the puzzle. There will be people like there are in our community that post every day and reply to everything and come to every live meetup that we do. There will be people that do that. And there will be people who never log in, who never do anything, and it doesn't matter like what they do. Okay. So don't get too obsessed with it. Hey, you're making sales. People are using it. You just hit your first $1,000 month. The only scoreboard that matters is the bank account. All this other stuff will grow as your community gets bigger. Like, for example, when you have 1,000 people in your community someday, there's going to be a lot of people talking in your forum. It's going to take care of itself. Does all that make sense, Damien?
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a good relief off of my mind.
All right, dude. All right, man. Congratulations again on your amazing victory. All right, in the $1,000 month. And thanks for calling in and asking that great question on the show. All right, guys, that was a great question from Damien. Before we get to our next question, I want to do a little segment here that we call Can't Miss Moments. A little thing called Can't Miss Moments. I love to sit and reflect on my life every single morning, every single day, and write down things I'm grateful for. Actually, at the end of the day, I write down everything I did, and I actually go through and I circle every single moment that I never would have experienced if I was still working that 9-to-5 job, if I had never become an entrepreneur, if I had never started earning my income online and growing my impact out in the world. These are things that I would have totally missed, or my kids would have missed out on, or me and my wife, Jocelyn, would have missed out on. And sometimes I like to share these on the podcast, on the show here, because I want you to realize there's more to life out there. You're missing incredible moments that you could have if you would just go out, become an entrepreneur, and build that income online. And so I like to share my can't miss moments with you guys. My can't miss moment for this week is actually my son gearing up to go to war, right? I looked over at my son the other day, and he was putting on all this like body armor, and he picked up this big like airsoft machine gun that I bought him the other day on the internet. And he was putting on his goggles and his glasses, and he's actually gotten in with a group of friends that loved airsoft. Airsoft is kind of like plastic BBs. I don't know if you know what this is. But really what it is a giant pit of money. That's what it is. Because like all the guns are like $400, and like you have to constantly buy these giant boxes of these little plastic BBs, and he's got to have the body armor. He's got to have the cool stuff, so he can look cool with all his friends. And what they do is they get out in their backyard, and they go out, and they're out there for like 4, 5, 6 hours in the heat, and they're playing like capture the flag, and they're running at each other, just doing all these cool things. And I just took Isaac this weekend. He's got a couple new buddies that have invited him over to come and play. And it's really opened a lot of doors for him to make new friends and have new interests. He's outside. He's getting exercise. And it's just really cool. But I just was looking at all this equipment he put on him. And, when we ordered it, I was like, whatever, just get that. Which one do you want? We didn't even think about like the price or anything. We're just like making sure he had all the equipment he needed to go out and perform and do this activity. And I just know, like, if I was still, a school teacher in Southeast Kentucky, I would have probably just been like, hey, here's a box of these BBs. Can you throw them at your friends? Because I cannot afford that gun. Okay. And I definitely can't afford the body armor. So you're just going to get hit in the face a lot. And maybe we can get you like a pair of sunglasses, and that'll protect your eyes, but your just face is going to get blistered by everybody else shooting you with their machine guns. And you can just like act like they're grenades. Could you just pretend they're grenades and throw these BBs? So like, that's my can't miss moment this week, is just being able to open doors for my kids, give them opportunities to experience new activities. And it's all possible because I rolled up my sleeves, I opened my wallet, I made an investment of time and treasure into my family's future. And we built an amazing life that we could not have even imagined when we first got married for our kids. So Isaac, he's into fishing, which is another money pit. He's into airsoft. That's a money pit. Luckily, he has gotten into roller skating lately, and we got him some roller blades, and that's pretty much just get him into the roller rink. Okay, so that's pretty good. That's like $1 a Pepsi. You know what I'm saying? I can handle that one. But it's awesome to be able to provide these opportunities for the kids, and that's what's possible when you start, build, and grow an online income of your own. And I want to help somebody else start, build, and grow, earn that income online. I want to help somebody else with their online business right now. So who we got next, Kevin? Who we got next in queue here?
We've got Jessica from New Hope Natural Healing.
Hey, Jessica, how are you doing today?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I am doing absolutely great. I have drank too much caffeine, and I'm excited because whenever I get to, Jocelyn like avoids me for like 3 or 4 hours after an Erd and Grow show taping because I am just strung out like a crack addict for a while. So I'm fired up. Hey, tell everybody real quick, just a nutshell version of your business and what's your question today?
Yeah, so my business is New Hope Natural Healing. And I help people who are struggling with chronic illness overcome by learning how to muscle test and take control of their health for life. So I literally teach them how to take their control back into their own hands.
Nice. That's what it's all about. Isn't that what all like mental, spiritual, physical, and emotional healing is all about? Like we're all looking for like the magic cure, but what we really just need is tools to be able to manage everything on our own and then get support when we need it. But like 80% of the time, if we just have the tools, then we can handle these things, and it's pretty cool. All right, how can we help you grow your income online today?
Yeah, so I am at a spot where I am, from our prior conversations, I am focusing on how to grow my list. So I've had a successful launch of people that are in and they're learning this. I actually had a win that if you don't mind, I'll share.
I'm always up for some wins. If you don't mind. What are you talking about?
Oh, over the weekend, actually, I took a break, which I don't do very, very often and very well, but I did. I took a break. I took some rest, but I had one of my members reach out to me, and she was able to learn this skill within just a few weeks and is now able to use muscle testing to help both her and her child who has struggled with health issues and is starting to work through those. So super
unbelievable. I mean, you've changed it. Do you realize that you have changed a family's future? Like, think about that.
It's
like
amazing.
You helped her. Now she's going to help her child. Who knows how far that ripple will go? And that's why we always talk about two levels in this with the online business stuff. A lot of people just talk about all the marketing and the money and I made this much money and all that bull crap. But like, I'm like, no, you can earn a powerful income online, but you can also grow your impact out in the world. And that's the kind of businesses that we build in the community. So super proud of you. I love the ripples that come out. Sometimes I've been on the podcast, I'll interview people's other customers because I'm like, I want to know what's happening outside of there.
I want to change lives for generations with this. That's what I'm
talking about. All right, let's figure out how to do it. All right, what's your question?
So I am trying to grow my audience. And I am wondering if this is a good time to do Facebook ads or not, or what should I have in place before I would start down that path of doing Facebook ads?
I think that as soon as anyone has regular content you are creating consistently, I don't want people starting ads immediately when they do content because like it's a muscle you've got to build consistent content. It's a commitment and a muscle. And you got to it's kind of like before when you go to the gym, you got to work on like technique and form before you can really start adding a lot of weight on. So as long as you're creating consistent content and you're going to be creating it every week, at least every week, as long as you're doing that, and then as long as you have an opt-in, because you should not try to grow your audience until you have some way to turn them into a list. There's two levels to it. People get these confused all the time. Your audience is not your list. Your list is a part of your audience, and they go in sequential order. We build an audience and we start stirring that pot, and then we have a way to get it. But if you've got consistent content, you're coming out weekly and you're committed to doing that, and you already have some kind of opt-in where if people find your website, they can immediately see that there's a way to get on your list, then you should run ads. And ads can be ran for $3 a day to $300 a day to $3,000 a day. Don't get caught up in the fact of how much you should spend and what the best budget is, but it's really what you want to do. And probably what I would say to do is, number one, you need eyeballs on your stuff. All right. So don't be afraid to run unmeasurable ads. This is kind of a Grant Cardone strategy. It's not always about getting ROI and seeing exactly how much money you spent. Like, if you're spending $3,000 a month on ads, then just make sure you're making more than $3,000 and you're probably okay. But like what you want to do is you want to have some ads that are just getting stuff on your podcast, on your YouTube channel, on your whatever. And then you want to get some ads that are following up with people to get them like on your list. That can be with a monthly webinar where you can retarget people that land on your website or things like that. But you need both. You need ads that are looking at cold people that are introducing you to them in a very low friction way. And then you need some ads that are actually getting people on your list. What's your primary source of content that you're making every week?
So that's what I probably need to get better at first. And that's why I wanted to talk to you. And so I'm glad to hear you say that. So I am focused on YouTube, but I'm not getting content out there consistently. And that's where I was questioning, is it good to do ads? I do have a lead magnet or an opt-in that's a free course that I get a good take rate on when people hear about it or learn about it.
Yep.
And so that's been a great source of kind of growing my list.
Okay.
But I do have a YouTube channel, but I don't have as much on there as I probably need to get out there.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do. All right. I want you to, as soon as you get off here, and I'm actually going to challenge you to post this in the forums for accountability. Okay. In the community. I want you to think up the next 12 videos you're going to make on YouTube. I want the titles of them. Okay. I want you to really think about it. Go to ChatGPT or something and like work on titles and get some alternates and go do some research. There's a great tool called vidIQ to go see what people are searching for on YouTube, because you're a YouTube centric person. You need to pay for that tool and have it. Okay. So you can literally go research what people are begging and looking for in your space. I want you to do some research, and I want you to come up with 12 titles. These are your next 12 videos. These videos can be 15 minutes long. Don't make them really super long, right? It can be super short. I think that, hey, Kevin, how many minutes do you have to have before you can run ads or mid-roll or something like that? We figured this out the hard way. Is it 8 minutes on YouTube or something like that?
Yeah, it's 8 minutes. If your video is longer than 8 minutes, then you can place mid-roll ads in there.
Yeah. So you're going to need, you want monetization on always on YouTube so they can show more people your stuff. But I think to get monetization, you got to get 1,000 subscribers or something. But just in preparation for the future, make sure your videos are over 8 minutes, but they don't have to be a ton longer. Okay. And then I want you to write those down, and I want you to commit to doing them. And I want you to tell yourself, like, you don't even have to batch them if you just want to do one a week and build your muscles up first before you start batching. I want you to say, in the next 12 weeks, I'm going to release 12 videos. These videos are going to be working for me while I sleep. People are going to find them in search. It's going to go ahead and help me grow the audience. And then when you get to the end of those 12 videos, you'll see in the stats on YouTube which of the videos worked the best. At that point, I want you to learn how to do YouTube ads. Okay. You can use YouTube ads either to get views on current videos. There's a lot of different, we're not going to go down the rabbit hole of how YouTube ads works right now. But you can use them to get more views. I got a buddy that does that. His name's Jason Brown of thebrownreport.com. And he does what's called in-stream ads just to get more views on his channel and get more algorithm hits and all this stuff. And then he has follow-up ads of anyone who's watched his videos to go out and get his list to grow. Okay. So let's build the muscle. 12 weeks, consistent content, commit to it. Go ahead and plan it now and post the titles. What's the number one thing she should work on after the title, Kevin Crow, for YouTube?
Title, thumbnail, and, work on the hook at the beginning of the video. You want people to be hooked in right away, get right into the content, because people's attention spans are shorter than ever now. So
yes, everyone is ADD. Yeah, Kevin's our YouTube genius, so we keep him around for that reason, right? But do those things, and then after you do that, then let's talk about ads. Okay. Consistency, consistent, prolific, relentless is our philosophy. You go put some ads on it, Jessica, and everything's going to be okay. All right, we got this. Great question, Jessica. Thanks for coming on the show today. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. Guys, for those of you listening to this show at a later date, I want you to know that I am losing power every 10 minutes. It feels like there's something going on with the internet. There's something going on here with the internet in my house, and everything is falling apart. Okay. So great question from Jessica here on the show, on the Earn and Grow Show. If it sounds a little choppy, guys, when you're an online entrepreneur, you better be prepared, because it's going down. I mean, something's going to happen. My power I don't remember my power going out at my house. The powers went out already. The internet is dropping every 10 minutes. I don't know what's going on, but you know what? We're consistent. We're consistent. We're prolific. Oh, we're relentless. You better not believe it. Kevin, we're not going to stop. Kevin Crow, can you hear me? We ain't going to stop today.
Never going to stop. That's what relentless is all about.
That's right, man. That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys, real quick before we get to our third question today, I want to give a shameless plug for the podcast itself, man. If you love the show and you have not left us a review, please go do that right now. We're trying to grow the Earn and Grow Show. Shane and Jocelyn are trying to get the brand out there and get it to as many people as possible. Our goal is to help as many people as possible earn their income online and grow their impact out in the world, to start, build, and grow an online business, to get old school with you, to flip their life upside down and change their family's future. And, we've got a lot of great reviews, but reviews help us climb the rankings. Reviews help us to get out there. Reviews, actually, for all of our members, too, help you grow the community. I know that a lot of people love being in our community because there are hundreds of amazing people from around the world. If you want more great people in your community, which gives you more resources to go out and find the answers you need to start, build, and grow an online income of your own, you can help us do that by leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcast. If you listen on another podcast player, maybe Spotify, something else, go follow that. Go subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you leave a comment on every single show so we can blow this thing up out in the world. There is nobody trying to serve people at a higher level than we are here on the Earn and Grow Show. Go over to Apple Podcast and leave us a 5-star review. Tell everybody what you love about the show. Tell them what you love about the community. And let's make this the biggest community of online entrepreneurs on the planet Earth. It's already the best one, y'all. Let's just make it the biggest one, and we'll get after that. So leave us a review on the show, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, and tune in every single week. Make sure downloads are also automatically on your player so that we can get that in there, and the algorithm says, you know what, this is a good show. We need to show this to everybody out there. All right, let's jump into our third question today. Kevin, what do we got? Who we got next?
We've got Christine, RV Mama of 4.
Christine, a regular caller of the show, one of our most prolific members.
Hi.
RV Mama, what is happening? You are sitting in front of an RV for those watching on YouTube. That is what I'm talking about. Did you just go? I heard. Did I see this morning? You got the RV and you're full time RVing now. Is that it?
We are, but this is my old RV, Shane. As usual, I wasn't doing sewer this morning, but I'm in front of my mom's house, like throwing everything in the garage, and I'm like, I'm up next. I'm carrying my phone around, listening to everything you're saying.
Multitasking. Where's the new RV? Where's the new one?
It's about an hour from here, and this one's a 35 foot, and that one's a 45 foot. So I'm going to get it by myself, all kinds of things. But today's the day, and you were my inspiration.
That's what I'm talking about.
Story.
That's what I'm talking about. I want to see the. Are you going to do a full? You need to do a full YouTube review of the new RV. You know what you ought to do? You ought to do a quick goodbye review of the one you're in, and talk about all like the things you love about it. Do that for like the first 2 or 3 minutes. And then like fade into the new one and do a full-blown review of the model, of everything. Kevin jumped on here. I think Kevin's got something to say here about this. He's the YouTube guru.
I love it.
Yeah.
I need Kevin.
That's a great idea to do. I love that little goodbye to the old one. See you later. On to the new.
Yeah. Should it be the same video or 2 different videos? I think it should be the same video. It's like the first couple minutes. Like do the here's my new RV, but let me say goodbye to the old one and then come back to the new one. You know what I'm saying?
You could make 3 videos out of it. You could make a video about what you liked and didn't like about your last one. Everything like the new features that are the things that you love about your new one, and then like a transitional video.
A combo transition one. See, that's called filming once and getting 3 pieces of content out of it. You didn't even ask the question yet.
I know, and I already have all this great tips. I love it. I always say I'm going to come RV to Kentucky and just hang out at your house, Shane, and like get.
That's what I'm talking. I've got hookups. I'm just saying, I've got hookups. Yeah. I actually, one of my dreams. This is a future can't miss moment on this show. Is so me and Jocelyn, like our I wouldn't call it retirement plan because retiring's stupid. Anyone that's playing for retirement, guys, you need to stop. You need to move forward. You need to always. I'm gonna work till the day I die. We got stuff to do, right? But like, I want to take part of my property and turn it into a private RV park, right? Because we have like all these RV. We have this huge waterfall around us called Cumberland Falls, the Daniel Boone National Forest, Smoky Mountains are nearby. We got all this amazing stuff, and these RV parks around here are full all the time. I mean, just so full all the time. And I'm just walking by them. You know, I see like there's this one, it's got like hundreds of units in it and they're all full all the time. And I drive through it and I'm like, $100, $200, $300, $400. I'm like, this is like $1 million a night. What is going on over here? So I'm like, Jocelyn, we got to put 10 RV slots down on the end of the property and we'll just do this. And then I want to rent our place out like an event center. And I just want to travel and speak when our kids go to college. That's my long term. That's my can't miss moment. I'm shooting. That's my aiming point right now, guys, is to have an RV park of my own. But I'm taking up all the space. All right, Christine, what is your question to go RV Mama?
It. And Shane, I have to tell you, there's somebody in your community that does that. Patrick, I forgot his last name, but Patrick in your community like buys RV parks, and he reached out to me and he's like, maybe we can get an ad for you in the RV parks.
Oh,
so when you're ready.
Collaboration.
See, someone in your community is your guy, right?
I think in 10 years, me, you, and Patrick will have an RV empire. That's what we'll do.
Yes,
future.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's a future can't miss moment. All right, cool.
Right.
What's your question about your business today?
My question is, when you first started out, so I have to do most everything myself. My husband works a lot. As he always says, he makes the money and I got to do the other stuff. So I'm trying to like I'm trying to do everything. And I end up falling back on just getting to social media. Like there aren't enough hours in the day. And I'm trying to like do the webinar, the party emails, the course content, the marketing, the this, the that. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, well, I got my Facebook post up and my YouTube done. That's about it. So they're all like, and then I listen to all these meetings and you relentlessly. I always say you're my front seat driver because I listen to you and constantly. So how did you make time when you were football coaching, raising young kids and starting 2 businesses? Like,
great question.
Like the real nitty gritty, because I don't have enough hours in the day.
For sure. You don't. And, when we started out, guys, I can't stress how pressed on time we were. Like I was getting up at 5:30 a.m., taking my kids to grandma's house, going to school and working all day till 3:30 or 4. I would leave the school as soon as school was over. I'd have to go do bus duty. Then I'd have football practice till about 6:30 or 7. In the off season, it was the weight room. It's like it never ended. It was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Jocelyn was basically an administrator. Like the elementary librarians don't have the normal teaching schedule. They have longer contracts. So they have to like work all the time. She had like more days. She was working in the summer, all kinds of stuff going on with her as well. And honestly, guys, we had about an hour each 3 times a week. That's how much time we planned to start, build, and grow our online business. Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I had an hour each day. Actually, it wasn't Friday because I was out coaching football till midnight on the games. But like we both put in about 3 to 5 hours a week. And it was like handing off kids. Like Jocelyn would get home first. She would take the kids. I would get home, take the kids. She would go work on her business. We'd put the kids to bed. She would fall asleep. I would stay up and work on my business. Okay. So we've been there. We've done that. And basically, my best advice to you is write down 10 things you want to do and say no to 9 of them. That's it. You cannot do everything, right? I can't do everything now. And I have people that work for me. We have to say no to things, right? And, all the blueprint, again, always, this is the thing that people get way ahead on, is the blueprint was never meant to watch the whole thing and try to do all the things. It was made to do the next thing. And like literally most people, if they would just go into the blueprint and watch one video and take action on that one video for a month and drown out all other information, come to these calls for sure and get inspired and hear other answers like that. But think about it like you're putting your books on the shelf for later, right? Any of these questions, you can't do everything coming off one of these calls, coming off a podcast, coming off a show. They're amazing, right? For energy and inspiration and enthusiasm. And you will get nuggets of things that matter to you right now. But if you try to do everything, you will do nothing. So I would write down everything that you want to do every day. And I would circle the top one that you want to do. Like, I'm going to do that today. And then star 2 other things. And if you can get to them, you do them. And then squeeze your plan down. Guys, at the end of the beginning, this is how the blueprint is structured. Create 1 piece of content once a week. Share that content on social media every day, right? And then serve your members when you get paying members every day. That's it. Do those 3 things in order every day and forget about the rest until you get traction. It is a time-based activity. We've got to put in those 10,000 hours. We've got to do it, but you got to limit yourself down. You cannot do everything for sure. And when I say share everything every day, I don't mean on every social network. Like, for example, if you're on the road, you're doing stuff. Number 1, document what you're doing. Don't plan anything. Just document. Turn your camera on and talk while you're picking up this RV. There's no plan. Just record it. Okay. So document what you're doing. Now you're just recording what you're doing. That takes no time, right? You're just pulling out the camera. Number 2, take a day and turn that into a piece of content for your YouTube channel once a week, right? And then write down 1 social media network for each day. Okay. And be like, okay, it's Monday. Monday's Facebook day. I'm only going to share a piece of content on Facebook. Tuesday is YouTube. Wednesday is LinkedIn. For whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter. Just do that, right? So now your day becomes basically get up and share something. If you've got an email list, you should email your list every day. And if you have customers, you should serve them every day. There's only 3 things you really have to do. Make content, send emails to your email list, and serve your members, right? Your content is designed to grow your email list. So, right. So these things should stack up, and you just got to focus on one thing. I said no to so many things in the beginning. That's why, 1, we picked the membership model. We said, we're only going to do memberships. I'm not going to do all this other crap I could do. we're going to have a podcast. We're going to start batching that when we can. And then when I got members, I just logged into my forums every day, made sure everybody was taken care of, took care of customer service. And I said no to, like I said, no, all the things you see me do now, I said no to a team at the beginning. I didn't have time to lead them. I said no to public speaking. People always wanted me to speak at events. I said no to those things. I said no to a book for 9 years, and we're just now getting to the end of it. And it's like our 11th or 12th year of business. Everybody was like, you need to write a book. I'm like, no, I don't, because my business isn't there yet. I'm going to say no to writing a book. And I did that for 10 years, right? So you got to say no. Great CEOs are decision machines, and 80 to 90% of their decisions are no, we're not going to spend time on that. So if you do that, I think you'll be better off. Write down 3 things you want to do and only do those 3 things and ignore all the rest. Does that make sense?
It's so helpful. There were so many nuggets in there, and it really, I think, gives people the freedom to say that they, I can do this, because I think I'm getting stuck in the overwhelm of trying to do all of it. So that is so helpful. And in true Shane moment, the sprinklers just came on me while I was sitting here. So I had to jump up and move.
This is a live show recording. So that is exactly perfect. My power's been going out. We got sprinklers coming on. Mass hysteria. Dogs and cats getting together. Shameless Ghostbusters reference right there. All right, RV Mama, go get your new RV. I can't wait to watch that video. Did you like that Ghostbusters reference, Kevin? That was a straight up Ghostbusters. That was a straight Ghostbusters reference. Dogs and cats getting together. That was solid. You gotta admit, that was pretty quick. Okay. All right. Awesome stuff. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up the main part of the show today. So glad. Hope that you got some nuggets today. Hope it helped you push your online dream forward. Hope it helps you go out and earn your income online, get after it, grow your impact out in the world. We're going to be here with you every single week. I promise you we're going to be consistent. And this is the show that we say yes to. There's a lot of content that I can make, guys, but we make 2 kinds of content. We serve our people, and we record it so everybody else can listen to it and grow and make their impact out in the world. And then we also record trainings for our students when they ask for them so that we can help them do that. So that is all the time we have for this week. I got some announcements probably coming up after this with a little pre-recorded message for you. Until next time, get out there, take action, go earn your income online, and grow your impact out in the world. Shane Sams, Kevin Crow, and the team. We are out. See you next time.